Are you thinking about buying vacant land? Today we're going to talk about the top 5 considerations you should be thinking about when purchasing vacant land, be it a lot or be it a larger tract of acreage. First thing are the zoning requirements. You must understand the zoning laws. What can you put on the property? What can you not put on the property? What can you do with that property? Are you wanting to put an RV on it and live in it until you can build a house? You need to find out if zoning laws are going to allow that. A lot of times you will see property advertised as being unrestricted acreage. That just means that there are no community guidelines that have been put into place. That does not mean that there are no zoning regulations. Those are two totally different things. So if you see a piece of unrestricted land and you automatically assume you could put an RV on it, you could put a camper on it, you could live in that until you get your home built, you need to check with the county zoning laws, because sometimes that's not going to be the case. Are you going to use it for agriculture? Are you going to be able to use it for commercial purposes? That's why you want to check the zoning laws so that you know exactly what you can and cannot do on that property. Second thing you need to consider are the access to utilities. We live in rural East Tennessee, so unless you're really inside the city limits of somewhere, you're probably not going to have access to city water and city sewer. And you may have water available, but not sewer. So when that is the case, you're going to have to invest in putting a well and a septic on the property. The well and septic cost is going to add about $25,000 to the cost of building for you. So you need to make sure you know what utilities are available and what is going to be the cost for utilities that are not available in order for you to have those types of services. Third thing you need to consider is the road access. You do not want to buy a landlocked piece of property because the neighbor does not have to let you have access. So make sure you know if you have an easement, is that easement recorded? Do you have a recorded right-of-way? You want to make sure you have some type of access to the property. Sometimes when people have a larger tract of land and they want to subdivide it, they don't take into consideration that the Planning Commission now says you have to have 50 feet of road frontage. So they want to give like a little narrow 25-foot strip for you to access a particular lot. That's not going to cut it. You have to have at least 50 feet. So make sure you have adequate access to get to your property. You also need to be aware of any environmental restrictions, such as, is it a protected wildlife habitat? Are there wetlands? If you're adjacent to the lake or the river, what kind of environmental guidelines are you going to have to follow as far as that goes? We were talking about putting a septic on it. You need to have a perc test done. You need to find out, is it going to support you building a house on that particular property? In Tennessee, if a tract is 5 acres or more, the state does not require a perc test before the owner sells it. So if you're buying a 6 or 7 acre tract and you think, oh, well, I'm sure if I'm buying 6 or 7 acres, it'll be fine. I would still encourage you, get a perc test done, because the last thing you want to do is invest that money in 6 or 7 acres and then find out that it only perks for a 1 or 2 bedroom septic. The last thing is you need to look at what are the future development plans for the properties around you. So if you're buying a tract of land and there's a huge tract over here that looks like people are moving dirt around or maybe a foundation's going in, you want to find out what's going in, because you don't want to buy a piece of property and then a chicken house be put in right next door to you. I can promise you that. So look at these top 5 things when you're looking at buying vacant land. If you need a realtor who has experience in selling and helping people purchase vacant land, whether it's a lakefront lot or a 100-acre tract, reach out to me, Amy Shrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10. I am a land specialist and I'd be happy to help you.